Welcome to the Jointery podcast, a podcast where we study the lives of study the lives of two dads trying to find the balance between the families, hobbies and work. This week on the Jointery, we discover
the money you'll save eating hot dogs alone will make it worth it.
Let's search for the meaning of life as it had never been witnessed before. The Jointery podcast.
All right, here we go. Now you can actually hear me.
Oh, dude, where the shit have you been?
I don't know if that's better or worse that you can hear me. Dude, I've been busy, man. This week has been just out of control. I've had no bed time. I know, dude. It's been brutal. My parents have been in town. That hasn't been brutal. The fact that I haven't talked to you has been brutal. My parents were in town for the week from Michigan, and so I've been MIA, man. I haven't been doing anything. No shop time. Been hanging out with them every day, with the kids, going out and doing things, and then we had a tragedy at the household this week, which and then just been busy, man. Just been super busy. I was able to do some things in the shop, but I just wasn't posting because I wanted my dad to see the shop because he's never seen it since I started this whole crazy woodworking thing because of COVID and whatnot. And but yeah, so it was great. So I finished with him in the shop hanging out with me. I finished the second flag box this week, and so those are both done. I'm gonna ship them out this weekend. And yeah, so I did get a little shop time with him, which was really special. You know what I mean? It was like super special to have him sitting in the shop with me while we were working and talking and bullshitting and stuff. So yeah, but that's where I've been, man. I've just been kind of MIA because of the family, but I'm back, baby. Back.
Oh my God. It's about damn time, bro. But I'm sorry about your tragedy. Do you want to say people? You mentioned it, so like,
yeah, we can talk about it
because, and I think you just finished digging the grave, right?
I did. So we should probably say what I'm digging the grave for.
Look, we're all gonna miss Frankie, man. It's gonna. I'm really
Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think you should bury a body in your backyard, but hey, man.
Oh man, find some wood, motherfucker, and knock on
it. Just kidding, man. I just knocked on my wood desk.
No, so our cat of 20 years. I mean, that's a long effing time to live for a cat. Disaster. She finally went over the Rainbow Bridge, as they say.
I am sorry about it. I did make a couple jokes, but it's only because I don't know how to handle death or like anything serious. So I'm like, serious. What do I do? What do you do? Crack a joke.
I called you and like I tried to talk to you about it for a couple of minutes, and to your credit, you did handle it pretty well. But I could tell you were like, "Bro, this is not what we do."
We don't talk about woodworking, and we don't talk about serious shit.
But I was like, "You're the guy I talked to, so you're the one who I'm going to talk to about this." It was just pretty funny.
I'm sorry about that, man. I'm terrified about losing my dog. So.
Oh, I know. I can imagine. It's hard, man. This is like the third or fourth pet me and Debbie have lost over the 20 years we've been together. You know what I mean? Like we've had multiple cats and we've, 2 dogs prior to the 2 we have now. So, so I mean, it's not like our first time, but no, it's still, it was hard. Kids took it pretty good. Surprisingly, but I think they weren't as close to the cat as, because by the time the kids came around, the cat was kind of older already, and she wasn't super friendly with other people other than me. You know what I mean? She loved me, and she would hang out with me in the shop and stuff. But anyways, enough of the tragedy. That was that. We lost our cat. I dug the hole today. We're gonna have the cat funeral tonight. And everything will be good. And I built a box. I built the coffin or cat fin.
Yeah, cat fin.
The cat fin. I built that, and I thought, what? Go ahead.
Did you laser the top?
No, I thought about it though. I thought about doing that, but then I was like, I don't want to go into. I mean, nobody's gonna see it. Debbie did write something on the box, the cardboard box, that we had her in prior to putting her in the cat fin that I created. So, and that's that's happening tonight. So that'll be a fun time with the kid.
First we're gonna have pizza, then we're gonna bury our cat, then we're gonna watch a movie. It's gonna be a great night.
Yeah, exactly. Oh Jesus! But so that's what we went through this week. But how about you, man? How you been?
I don't even know, bro. This whole week has been like a nonstop blur for me. I can't even tell you. It's been exciting.
You've had a pretty exciting week.
I have. So when I started this year out, I started out with a few goals, as you know. And as of yesterday, I've officially hit all of my preliminary goals.
Jeez,
which was which the last of which was to become an influencer for a CNC company, and get it and work with them. And I am now doing that, which is exciting.
Do you want to talk about which CNC company it is?
Yeah, it's Onefinity. It's so it's
that's awesome.
Arguably the premier hobby level, like hobbyist level CNC machine. You know.
Yeah.
And I say that meaning like any CNC that's under like, I don't know, $5,000, generally speaking.
Yeah, it's not one of the big 4x8, CNCs or any of the multi-access ones. It's just the top of the, what you would think somebody in their garage would have, basically.
Yeah. So I'm super excited, and I don't know, man. It seems like every time I get really rolling on doing like projects and stuff like that, I decide to completely rebuild half my shop. And the new CNC is going to lead me to rebuilding most of my shop again, which is great.
Yeah. I thought it was funny because I've been in on the secret for a while now. I know you just kind of made the announcement yesterday of you officially getting the boxes and stuff. But I didn't believe it was true until then. Well, yeah, of course. And when the company basically says, "Yeah, you can have anything you want, Luke," you're kind of like skeptical, obviously. But no, and I keep asking you, when are you gonna like take down the old scenes? When is GB11 going in a box or like getting torn down and stuff? Because I figured it would make sense to make room for your other one, and you just continue to leave. You keep telling me, no, If I was a normal person, that would make sense to do that, but you keep pushing it off.
Yeah, I'm avoiding logic. So, which is my wife's love language. But no, dude, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I've been so excited about this thing, and I've been trying not to talk about it too much, which is really hard for me because whenever I get excited about things, generally speaking, I can't shut up about it. Like I'll call you up and I'll be like, "Yo, I got some news to tell you," and then I'll call you an hour later and I'll be like, "I got some news to tell you," and he's like, "Is it any different than the news you told me an hour ago?" I'll be like, "No, but I want to talk about it again, like you hadn't heard it just a minute ago because it was so exciting for me."
This actually happened, by the way. He called me twice the same day to tell me about the CNC. It was pretty funny.
But like so like then they're like, okay, and we're gonna send you a machine to start testing out and working on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And, so like just waiting for that sucker to get here has been, I don't even know, like technically, I don't even know what I'm allowed to talk about or what I'm not allowed to talk about, which is funny. Cause like, I don't know, I got all kinds of plans.
Do you even know what they've sent you yet? Because have you even opened the boxes yet?
No, I brought them in my garage and I was such an idiot about it. I brought them in the garage. I put them where I keep my drum sander and my jointer.
Yeah.
And then I just stared at them for about 10 minutes like they're really in my shop.
Yeah.
and then I instead of like opening and like starting to look at the stuff that's in there, I know that I can't open them up and not start doing shit right away. So
yeah.
I'm like I just left them there and I started cleaning. I was like, well, let me get some shit out of the way so that way when I do open the boxes, I'm not like cleaning as I'm doing shit. Because the second they open, it's going to be sorting pieces, sorting parts, laying it all out, start building the frame and it's got 2 frames and then the CNC part. I'm guessing the whole experience is going to take me about 2 hours with the amount of stuff I have to do to build it.
Have you talked to anybody else that's built one and got any tips or anything like that? Like I've Tiffany or any of those people?
No, but I've watched every YouTube video that the Onefinity is a subject in. So everything, like every literally, I hit the bottom of YouTube. On that topic.
That's what you've been doing. You've been torturing yourself with these videos over the last couple of weeks.
Just like, I mean, I can only get so excited, Yeah. So. But yeah, I've been torturing myself nonstop, and then it's like because when this thing rolls in, it's a cascade of projects for me. So,
are you avoiding it?
A little bit. Because I'm like, well, everything is set up and fine right now. But, and it's like, part of me is like, yo, just like put the boxes to the side and do it when you're ready. I have all these mallets I have to finish, right?
Yeah.
I've got this cutting board I've been putzing around on that I got to finish, right? And what do? I spent the last half of a day coming up with a new design for a new mallet that I'm like, I need to have a carve off between the old one and the new one,
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, and I don't want to do anything that I've done before because that would make sense. That would be easy.
Yeah.
And so like I came up with a wicked little design that I think that like it's gonna be easy for me to produce, and I think people are gonna love it. And I think that this could be something that could potentially batch out.
So are you planning on finishing your whatever projects you have in your shop right now, trying to get those done before you then break out the new thing? Are you concerned of like setup issues or things like that would slow you down? Is that what you're concerned about?
Oh, like with the cutting board thing, like I'm concerned about that because let's say that the X carve is a little bit out of tune, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I set up the Onefinity, and if I try to finish carving that project with the Onefinity, it might not match up, right?
Yeah, I get that.
So it's like, so I'm concerned. So I'm like, well, I gotta finish that. Well, that doesn't take long. It's like under a 10-minute thing I need to do, but that's one thing. And then like I want to. It's just a lot. It's like once I get the machine, the new one set up, I was like standing there. I stood there in my shop for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, where am I going to even build this thing?
Yeah,
So I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot going on in there. So I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed with excitement, and like,
I can.
Yeah. I want to savor every second of it. Because once it's set up, then it's go time. And then like on the other hand, I've been trying to find a camera so I could start doing more video stuff. I want to start filming like YouTube videos. So like, there's just a lot going on, man. And then I got to sell the other CNC, which I haven't sold a tool like that before. So
that should be. I assume that'll be easy to find somebody who's interested in that because
I hope so.
You got the whole extended edition and all the bells and whistles on it, and
Oh yeah, whoever ends up buying my machine, it's going to be a sweet deal for them because, like, in reality, there's nothing that this new machine can do that the old machine could not do.
Yeah, it's just different. It's not belt driven, right? It's
screw driven.
Screw driven, exactly.
And I honestly don't even know what that means. It's a lot of fancy words to me, but I'm gonna find out. So
yeah,
dude. Knowing me, I'll be on here in like a week from now, and I'll be like, "Remember when I said that like this is all comparable?" I'll be like, "I was lying," or "I was an idiot." That's my new thing on this podcast is whatever I said last week, I'm gonna prove myself wrong this week. So.
I'm pumped for you. I'm pumped, man. That's so cool that you've been talking about it for a while, and that was one of the last goals you had. I remember talking to you at the beginning of the year and about it, and dude, you've been just like crushing those goals. I mean, you had a 10,000 follower goal that you've almost tripled that since
it was
started.
It was 7,500. So
oh geez, 7,500.
Yeah, for the year, and I think I'm almost at 26 now. So
yeah, man, you
yeah. Even my TikTok is growing, which is great. So it's like everything's rolling. That's why I'm like, dude, I got to ride the wave, man. That's the way social media, like when you're trying to grow your account, kind of like sailing in my mind. It's like you're out there and you just got to keep, there's ups and downs, and as long as you keep going where you want to go and you're consistent, right? Like then you're going to get there. It's like, well, yeah, if I take my hand off the wheel for a day or a week and a half, like who knows where your boat's going to end up, right?
Oh, I can tell you, it's going to end up going backwards. My boat is full in reverse right now, dude, because I haven't been doing anything.
You let the wind blow your boat off of where you're trying to go. Oh my
god, I'm so off course right now. You know what's funny? I was just talking about Debbie about that. How like I just feel like so off course at the moment, and I realize, and I know you're gonna hate this because I'm gonna give Trevor a little credit. I don't know how much you hate that, but he kept me motivated with those daily goals for quite a long time, and I was doing the daily goals along with him, and I was having a lot of success when I was doing that, and I kind of got out of that trend, and so I feel like maybe I'm going to get back into it, trying to do daily goals, weekly goals. I think that's going to help me get back on track.
Like what kind of goals is he giving you?
No, I mean, just he was big on writing daily goals for his shop. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. How he
writing out,
writes down everything,
what he's gonna do, and that really, when I started doing that, it really helped me. And then I kind of got away from it. But now, yeah, I think I'm gonna get back out the Luke's Magic Idea book, because that's where that's the best daily goal book out there.
Clearly,
and use that again and start writing some goals again. So I'm a little pumped about that.
I remember you used to do stories and shit where you would like tell people like, "Hey, look, I did all my goals for the day."
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to get back to that. I decided I'm going to start writing out my goals again, and I'm going to start getting motivated again, and I'm excited. So yeah.
Well, look, if listening to Trevor, if I can't even say the words, if listening to Trevor is what gets it done for you, Ben, then that's what's really important.
Yeah. I know I know that had to be hard for you.
I feel like I just coughed up a shame ball.
Yeah. No, seriously though, like, I'm spitefully motivated by how successful you are, so I need to join the ranks.
Spite is a motivator.
Yeah. That's what I tend to do. Today I'm playing the role of Luke in the garage. I have 0 on my list. So what do you have to talk about?
Oh, you mean your podcast, like your shit list, or as you call it? But you want me to hit you want me to hit the shit list already? Jeez, man. Yeah,
I didn't bring anything to the table this week because I've been busy with my parents. I didn't ugh.
Okay, so here I got a couple ones for you. All right,
nice.
As usual, I'm deleting it as I talk about it, so that way if you screw up if you screw up the podcast again, Ben, then it's going to be gone for good. All right. Okay. So, do you remember me have I talked about on the podcast that video I posted where I went through Home Depot and at the end there was the hot dog cart? Did I talk about that at all?
I don't know if you talked about it. I've seen the video. Okay, I don't remember if you talked about it.
Let's pretend I haven't talked about it. So I did this video where I was shopping through Home Depot, and at the very end of it, I walked past the hot dog cart, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I post the video. The video's done amazing, right? It's like almost 150,000 on TikTok. And it's almost well, that video's like, I don't know, it's not doing as well on Instagram. But the funny thing is that most of the comments on that video are all about the hot dog cart at Home Depot.
Of course.
And they're like, they don't care about anything else that's going on in the video. No, like either people are like just being supportive and be like, "Oh, nice job," blah blah blah, but it's mostly like, "What the fuck? You have hot dogs at your Home Depot."
Yeah.
I also got a couple that were like, "How did you not get a hot dog?" I'm like, "Come on, man! I went back and got the hot dog after I loaded up the car." Like, So yeah, so I couldn't believe how many of these comments I was getting. And it has started, like, I've gotten a lot of DMs about it too. And people are starting conversations with me talking about their food options at their Home Depots. And yeah, and so I guess in Texas, some of the Home Depots have taco stands, right? Or at least they used to, right?
Yeah.
The general consensus is prior to COVID, these places existed all over the place. Post COVID, they're very rare. But there's one person, I don't know her personally, but her name is Chloe Couture.
Okay.
Hit me up and was like, they got hot dogs at the Home Depots in LA. And I was like, perfect. Ben's really close to LA. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know where Riverside is compared to there, but
it's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. It's a 40-minute drive. And next time I'm in LA, I will definitely hit up a Home Depot for that. But no, out here, because you told me that people have told you that about it last week when we were kind of chatting after you posted the video. But it's been way before COVID out here in California that we lost the hot dog stands. You know what I mean? It was years and years ago.
Well, some of them in LA though, apparently, their specialty is sausages.
Like, so you get like a
sausage combo of like a sausage sandwich, or as you would probably just call it, a sausage with bread.
Yeah, of course.
That rolls off the tongue. I'll take a sausage with bread, please.
Sausage with bread.
Yeah, with a combo with chips and a drink, which is like, dude, like.
Yeah, see, I'm so bummed that our Home Depots out here have stopped doing it, man. And then Costco now makes you, because when the Costco is right next to Home Depot, so when Home Depot stopped doing the hot dogs, you could at least still go to Costco and get the cheap $1.25 hot dog after you left the Home Depot. But then Costco went and made it so you have to have a membership to eat at the Costco, which is such bullshit. Like, it seems so dumb. I don't understand it at all.
I mean, I kind of understand it because they don't make money on selling hot dogs. Like, they lose money when they sell hot dogs, right? And they lose money for most of their concession food. So, like that, like I remember distinctly seeing an article where they were talking to the CEO about it, and they were like, "How do you keep selling a drink and a hot dog for $1.29 or whatever, $1.59? And why would you raise the price to like $2? Who cares, right?" And he was like, "Hey, we have never made money on those hot dogs." He's like, honestly, it's just like a really popular thing here, and it's a nice convenience for our members, and so we want to do that, So it's like, I mean, if that was a profit center for them, like, no, go for it. But in Illinois, though, I don't know about there, but you do not need a membership to go buy liquor at a Costco.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. They want to sell a lot of liquor. They're making a lot more money on liquor than they are hot dogs.
Well, it's not their choice. It's the state of Illinois. That you cannot have a business where there's a membership required to buy alcohol.
Okay. I get it. Still, I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid, and I'm anti Costco for that reason. It's like, Jesus, man.
Ben, if you just did the math, okay, a Costco membership is like $50, right?
Yeah.
For a year. For like a year, right? The money you'll save eating hot dogs alone will make it worth it.
That is true. That is true.
Hot dogs and gas. That's the other thing. Costco always has. Well, my father-in-law always says Sam's Club's gas is even cheaper, but dude, gas here was like $7 a gallon. So
I don't know though. There's no way you could. I would rather pay an extra 15 cents than wait in the goddamn line at Costco for gas. Have you seen it lately?
I mean,
Oh my God.
What do I got going on that I can't wait 15 minutes to save?
Oh hell no, 15 minutes.
$5 on gas.
Dude, it's got to be at least, you're waiting at least 45 minutes. I guarantee. I mean, dude, it is, the line at our Costco is, I mean, it is like there's 20 cars deep just in the parking lot, and then it goes out and around down the fucking street. I mean, it is ridiculous, dude. There's got to be 100 cars waiting to get gas there, and you know you're going to be there for 45 minutes.
That's your problem, bro. Is California is too nice of a place to live? There's too many people there.
Yeah, I mean, 45 minutes to get gas, dude. That time, my 15 cents a gallon, so I'm paying an extra, you know, because I'm not filling up more than 5 gallons at a time now. So you know that 45 cents or whatever I'm spending, you know.
You roll it up and like, I got $20. Just put as much in there as you can.
I mean, dude, I don't go anywhere, so it's like, why fill up $150 worth of gas every time? You know what I mean? I'll just get, you know, $20 worth. Boom. I'm good for the week.
I was talking to one grit today. You know, he's got that giant pickup truck, right?
Yeah.
Did you see how much it cost him to fill that thing up all the way? With his $42 gallon tank, and he's living in like Kansas, right? So this is like Midwest gas prices.
Okay, what did he pay?
Over $200.
Whoo! Damn, man, that is vicious.
Yeah,
that is straight vicious. My dad was complaining the whole time because they drove an RV out here, and he was just like, it was $425 most places across the country, but as soon as he hit that California border, it was jumped up to $675, and he was like. He was like, I'm going to fill up. He was leaving today. He's like, I'm going to fill up half a tank and try and coast, on fumes out of California to get to the cheaper gas. You know, I'm like, geez, dude.
Are they going straight back?
Yeah, but they're taking like 5 days to get back. So they're going to stop. They're going to stop at some places, and you know, I was like, I thought you guys were going to be here for the full, 2 weeks. You were, and he's like, no. We're taking our time getting back, man. So
are they both retired? They're both retired.
My mom is. She doesn't really. She works for. My dad still owns a business, and my mom works for him part time. But she's mostly retired, and then he's not retired yet, but he's going to be in a couple years.
Yeah,
but he does taxes and stuff. So like right now, he's in his slow season. Because his taxes just all, went through and all that. So, so they, I don't think he loved taking the RV out here. Like the roads coming through are kind of tore up after winter time. Coming across the country. I don't know if you've ever taken a road trip across the country, but after winter, they do all the construction and stuff throughout the year to be ready for next winter, basically. So it's just like a vicious cycle, and so the roads are all just tore up on the way out here. So he was kind of bummed, but I think they had a good time. But yeah, gas is crazy.
It's crazy. Crazy. So okay, wait. Since you ragged all over Costco, it reminds me of another thing that I have on my shit list.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was listening to another podcast, another woodshop podcast.
How dare you?
Well, I want to see what good podcasts are like. So
real podcast sounds like
yes. So real ones are like so. I was listening to, and our friend Kamani is a big supporter of that podcast.
Yeah,
and he actually like calls them up, like how we ask people all the time, like, "Hey, call us up, leave us a message so we can record your question, or whatever." Like he actually gets like the 2 episodes I listened to, he was on both of them with a question, and I thought his question, this week's one was a lot of fun, so I figured, hell, I'm just gonna steal it. So, yeah, he asked, and I think we've asked something similar to this before, but what is one thing about woodworking that you have an opinion of that is not very popular?
Okay, so you're saying what is an opinion I have that is not popular, meaning not
it could be the community. It was a very general question. It was like, tools or woodworking or things that are popular or people like a lot, but you don't like them.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought of one. If you need
go
to,
first. Let me think. Let me think.
Well, the one thing that I don't like about the woodworking community is I don't like sticker swaps. And I know I'm saying this to you, and your whole entire background is stickers, but I suck at sticker swaps. All of the stickers that were in my shop that were sticker swaps are on a beer fridge that I've moved out of my shop into my basement. So I currently don't have any stickers up in my shop other than one or two on my air cleaner. And I'm like they look cool and like I think it's great, but like I don't ever like look at people's videos and go like, oh, he has Kamani's sticker up, man. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know he. It doesn't mean they know him, right? Like I get people hitting me up all the time. Some people don't even follow me. They're like, "Can I get a sticker?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
sure." And I'll put you on the same list that I have the other 100 people on that I'm never going to send stickers to. And look, I might one day, but like I buy these nice 3-inch holographic stickers, and I send them out when people buy things or when I do things for people, and like and like I think it's just a nice little thing to toss in there. And but like everybody, like I get people hitting me up, man, and they're like, "Yo, like it's been over a year since you said you're gonna send that sticker," and I'm like, "Really? That's so weird." I'm like, "Did I tell you I was bad at this?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, good." And they're like, "So," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna send. I'm sending you later." I honestly think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to fulfill all the sticker swaps that I promised I would do. I'm going to send them all out, and then after that, I'm going to tell people I just don't do sticker swaps anymore.
Or do what our friend Trevor and like Daniel Dunlap from your favorite podcast, another Woodshop podcast.
Yeah, that good podcast.
The good podcast. You could do what they do, which is tell people, look, if you want a sticker from me, all you got to do is mail me an envelope with a stamp on it, already self-addressed to you, and then I will just pop a sticker in it and put it back in the mail. And people are doing it. People are that hard up for stickers that they're taking the time to fill them all out, mail them the actual letter envelope with the stamp on it, and they're just, I was like, wow. I mean, how hard up for a sticker are you? You're going to go through and do all that work. I wouldn't do that.
When I first got involved in the community, it was pretty exciting. Getting all that mail with all those stickers in there from everybody.
Yeah,
it was fun. And
it's an instant way of growing your followership too.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
What are you talking about? If you weren't getting followed by the people that you were giving stickers to, then that's a problem. Usually, every time I did a sticker swap, I got a follow. Sticker swap, follow. Sticker swap. Follow.
What from the person that you swapped the sticker with?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look, my opinion. Look, most of the time, for the ones that do follow me, like, and look, if they don't want to, if they're gonna unfollow me, right, because I don't want to mail them a sticker, that's okay with me.
Yeah, right? Well, of course.
I mean, maybe when I had like 200 followers, it meant a lot more to me than like, please don't unfollow me. I just got to 202.
Well, yeah, now you don't care because you're so high, it doesn't matter to you. That's why sticker swaps aren't important to you anymore because you're like, I don't care about this.
Bro, I didn't care when I was at 3,500 followers, man. They're like 2,000. Like I stopped caring.
You were still sending things out, though.
I was because I felt emotionally obligated.
Okay.
And now I'm like, I don't owe anybody anything. Like, and look, this is the whole point of it. This was my unpopular opinion. Like, I know a lot of other people are like, no, this is like, I wish there was another way to do this that was more fun, right? And like, for an example, right, I've traded a few people mallets, right?
Yes, that's fun.
They sent me a mallet, which is like, you had to go build that shit, and I sent them a mallet. And like, I got this whole idea now that I'm going to take all these mallets that I'm accumulating. And so, look, I just bought a mallet too. I just bought one from Campfire Woodworks. He has these one of those. He has these little cool mallets that are bottle openers on one side. So it's like a half-size mallet.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really cute. And he came up with a really clever way to put them together, so it's not really a big deal for him. But anyways, what I'm going to do is there's this dead space wall that when I put the CNC up against the wall, I really can't get to the wall anyways, right? And I think that's where I'm gonna display all these mallets. So like when I do video of the CNC, behind it'll be a cool mallet wall.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So
sometimes I was gonna say you're not grabbing those mallets very often, anyways, right? So you have the ones that you use. Yours usually. I see you using the plywood ones that you created.
I beat the shit out of that one. But like, dude, the mallet that I got from you, bro. Like I love that thing. I don't want to mar it up and like, you know, like you did it with a handle with Ryder and like that's super cool. And like the one that Ryder sent me, like, I'm like,
dude, that was even better than mine. His is fucking incredible.
It's insane. And he's like, oh, if you start using it, like I had some. Splitting, you might want to put like a dowel in there or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, you think I'm gonna? That's so funny that you think I'm gonna use this thing. Yeah. Like even the one that Mark Daner sent me, that has a crooked handle. I'm like, and like the rings on it, there's a little rust on them. Like, yeah, it's a grungy, cool mallet, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, I still kind of don't want to use it. I'm like, look, I got like 20 mallets I made. I'm just going to beat the shit out of those.
Which is perfect because, you know, it's good R&D for you.
I started using one of my multiple Dave mallets this week.
Did you ever get rid of the upside down one?
Yes. I gave that to a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
It's this girl, this girl that I'm friends with, that like, you know, like when people have their own drunk personalities.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever have like a drunk nickname?
No, I never got drunk enough. Well, actually, you know what? I'm lying. Aluminum Man. That's what they used to call me.
Aluminum Man.
Back in the day, we got really.
Why are they calling you Aluminum Man? Is it because like you got drunk and recycled cans?
No, dude. Back in the day, me and my buddies, we used to get like, this is prior to YouTube, prior to, you know, anything like that. We used to make our own videos, like our own short videos, like just for fun. And like we do all these like drunken videos, right? And when I got drunk one time, I wrapped my face in aluminum foil and I fucking sat there with no shirt on, and I was just like, and they were like, "Aluminum Man, you got fat," and I was like, "Fuck you!" And I had like my face covered in aluminum foil, and it was just something stupid. But yeah, for years and years and years prior after that, people called me Aluminum Man.
Are there copies of this video?
Oh, I'm sure there is somewhere. I'm sure somebody still has one.
How do I find one? I mean, I want to see the adventures of Aluminum Man.
Dude, it was great too. We did all kinds of different little skits and stuff with Aluminum Man. It was pretty funny.
Was it just on your face, or was it like on your arms too?
No, just on my face. It was just like it was only on my face. My brother's gonna listen to this and just be dying because he was around for part of it.
It's like, you remember that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Man with the Iron Mask?
Yes.
You're the man with the aluminum mask?
Yeah, I'm the man with the aluminum mask. Oh, God. It would only have been better if I would have been like wearing a fedora or something in the videos, but I wasn't. I wasn't that clever.
Like a Kangol hat.
Yes. That would have been awesome. Did you have a drunk nickname?
Well, no. It wasn't really like a drunk nickname, but it was when I would get drunk in bars, I got to a certain level of drunkenness, I would start introducing myself as Bob Dabalina.
Bob Dabalina, Mr. Yep. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina.
Yep, from Del the Funky Homo Sapien, which,
yeah,
like only true, like I would say out of the hundreds of people I told my name was Bob Dabalina to, yeah, I think maybe like once or twice they're like, haha, that's a great song. Like 99.9% of the time, they're like, "Hey, Bob, nice to meet you." I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot." Nice to know you have know nothing about nothing.
I would have loved to have met you in those days, like, and had you say that, because if I would have heard that, I would have been like, "We are going to be best friends, bro."
Yeah. Well, my one friend, her name is Emily, but when she's drunk, they call her Dave. So I don't know why. But I was like, "Wait, your nickname's Dave," and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Here, take a mallet. This one's upside down too. It'll be perfect."
I just got a call from Croatia.
Oh man,
who the hell's calling me from Croatia? That is just
I would for sure have picked that up. Dude, you know what you should have done is you should have answered it and put them on speaker.
Oh, damn it! Next time.
Well, Croatia calls you back. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, look, we can call it a feature of our show and never refer to it ever again.
which happens a lot.
Our new thing. It's so new. It's not going to continue ever.
Hey, look, but we did this shit list twice in two episodes, so we're fucking good. We're bucking the trend.
Yeah, we're a couple pair of buck-offs.
I'm trying to sit here this whole time trying to think of something that like I could some sort of negative thing about the woodworking community or woodworking
You're too nice.
I don't like. No,
don't be afraid to hurt people's feelings, Ben. Look, at the rate we're going, we're not going to have any listeners to this podcast in like 2 weeks, anyways. So, like, might as well just fucking let it fly, man. Say something controversial that'll really piss people off. I mean, we're basically doing the podcast for ourselves at this point. So,
well, it's fine. It's what we're doing. That's what we did. We did it before. We'll do it again.
Yeah. Who knew we peaked on the 3rd episode?
I think it was the 2nd episode. It was the boat episode, I think. That might have been the 1st episode.
Oh man. I don't
God.
even check the numbers anymore. We could be the biggest podcast on the internet, or we could be the worst. I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows? Dude, I think when it comes to woodworking, I hate when people like complain about like it's not a real woodworker if you're not using hand tools or you're not using what I mean, like it's that whole argument, like the CNC is not a real woodworker. It's just like it's people who are too high and mighty about woodworking who have only been doing it for a handful of years. You know what I mean? That's what bugs me, I think, about this community or woodworking in general. Like it's like it's the idea that like
haters.
People. Yeah, the idea that people are already judging each other. You know what I mean? Like how long have you been doing this? A couple of years. Okay, how long have you been doing it? A couple of years. And we're all in the same boat. You know what I mean? None of us are Bob Vila. None of us have been doing this for 20 or 30 years. I mean, there are maybe some people out there, but like the majority of the Instagram community, I'd say, everybody's a few years in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like how'd you learn how to woodworking? It's like YouTube.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and I don't think there's an issue with that. You know what I mean? Like that is YouTube is today's encyclopedias. It's today's internships and whatever. It's like this is where people are learning because it's a source of information that's right there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think it's
like a college where all the professors are volunteers.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Nobody's getting paid for that, but they're willing to share the knowledge.
Some of them are, but like
well, I mean, there are people getting paid for it. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, the majority of people out there.
Yeah, it's like they're interns.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're paid like interns, but they're volunteers.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that bugs me about this community. You know what I mean? It's just like. And I think we are really lucky. I talk about this all the time with people. I think we are really lucky over the last 2 years that we kind of, as a community, stayed out of that. You know what I mean? There was a lot of love, a lot of helping, a lot of this and that and this, and everybody wanted to kind of lift each other up. And I still feel for the most part we're there, but you're starting to see the trolls. You're starting to see little negativity patches pop up and things like that, and hurt feelings and like, oh well, they're doing it for this reason and they should be doing it for this reason, or little things like that are starting to pop up in our community, which I think we've been really lucky to avoid for the last couple of years. So like things like that, little things like that bug me but for the most part, I'm happy, man. I'm a happy camper.
Yeah,
when it comes to this stuff.
One thing I didn't realize about the community is how many people have OCD. Dude, that video I posted where I had the little pieces, the wiggly wood, and I was, putting them in order. And then at the end, before I finish putting them all together in the right order, I grab them at the ends and I slap them together and then I start moving on. Dude, like 90% of the comments like 80% of the comments are like, you just triggered my OCD and I'm having a mental shutdown right now. And I was like all I could think of to myself was, I have to do this again. I was like, the engagement's been amazing. The other 20% of the comments are all like, how did you do this? The 80% is like, my OCD is just like, what are you doing? You know that I'm like, yo, I didn't glue it up. I was just fitting them together. Like,
do you have an OCD thing? Do you have something that like just drives you insane that you like the one thing that you're like,
yeah.
What is it?
Children.
Okay. Just in general. That's it.
I don't know. Maybe when there's too many kids. Like we went to this like school picnic thing, end of school year picnic thing, you know?
Yeah.
And like the whole time I was just annoyed. I was like, there's just too many kids here. I'm like and like half the time I'm like
at school function.
Oh, yeah, I'm like at school function. And like, you know, like I'm like, every 5 minutes I'm like, where's Bubs? I'm like, that kid can't find his ass with both hands. Like where the fuck is he? And like, so I turn around and he's got this blue Sonic ice cream bar, you know, and and like, there's tons of kids running around eating ice cream. My kid is eating the ice cream, and when he finishes, his whole face is blue, right? I'm like, your friends ate the same ice cream bar, and there's no blue on his face. What happened to you, bro? Yeah. Did you just try shoving it into your mouth? Like, do you just not know how to eat? So then he's giving me a hard time, and I'm like, screw it, dude. Let's go to the bathroom. And I go to wash him off, you know. And the blue stained his face. Like, his face was stained blue.
That's like, the worst.
Yeah, and then like someone else gave him cotton candy, right? And he was eating the cotton candy, and I turn around, and he's got clumps of the cotton candy stuck around his mouth, right? So it looked like a patchy, colorful beard with his blue lips underneath. And I'm like, whose kid are you? I'm like, seriously, I can't take you anywhere, you know?
You look like an alien hobo.
Yeah. Basically. Fucking space hobo. Like, so I'm just like, so that's my OCD. I don't like children.
Debbie would buy these grape popsicles, and I finally had to tell her to stop buying them because like the kids' faces were constantly dyed like grapes. I'm just like, what are you thinking? And she's like, well, I really like them. I'm like, yeah, but look what they're doing to our kids. Our kids have purple faces because of you. Man,
they look like crackheads, you know? It's
yeah. For me, it's the resolve in like any music line, any like phrase, any like little tune, ditty. When somebody plays a music thing, it obviously it's something I know. If it's something I've never heard of, it doesn't bother me. But if it's something that I know, and like they'll play it, and they'll play everything but like the last note or something, and you know, like I need it to the note to resolve to the point where it's like this is where it needs to end. And like that shit will drive me insane, dude.
Oh, dude, we could never go on a road trip, man. Bro, I'd be like sitting there and I'd be like, listen to the song. I'd be like, okay, now it's like winding down. I'm like, come on, get to the next song already. I'll just hit the next button. Like when there's 5 seconds left.
Oh, jeez. That would drive me insane, dude. Oh, yeah, that's a big pet peeve of mine.
Dude, my one good buddy that grew up with, like, I've known him since high school, like my oldest friend. Like, I found out like 3 years ago or 4 years ago that I don't know if it's like a fear or whatever, but he hates the feeling of velvet, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't know this. And I was like
touching it or how it, like he gets the feeling. I wasn't sure.
Like when when he puts his hands on it, like he literally freaks out, right?
Whoa, that's
like, and I thought he was, so like he showed up to my house one day and I was wearing a velour tracksuit. Of course, right?
Of course.
And I was like, yo, and I was like, I go to give him a hug, and I was like, come on, man. And he sees what I'm wearing, and he was like, no fucking way, don't touch me. And I was like, what? What's the problem, man? He was like, he goes, I hate the feeling of that shit. He's like, do not touch me, please. He's like, I'm being serious. And of course, I'm like, well, now I have to touch you. And he was like, I will fucking punch you in the face. And I was like, all right, man, whatever, it's fine. I'll let it go. So we're sitting next to each other. We're talking, and I'm looking at something. I'm trying to show him something on my phone, and he leans in, and he touched the tracksuit by accident. Right? It wasn't deliberate. and I thought he was having a legit seizure or a heart attack or something, right?
Oh my god!
And I was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And he was like, "I was like, what the fuck?" He's like, "I touched this tracksuit, like touched tracksuit." So like, I was like, "Oh my god, bro!" Like, so I went and changed. I was like, "Look, man, I'm a dick, but like, I'm not gonna make this worse for you than it already is." But yeah,
I've heard of that's so funny, man. I've heard of people like with Velcro, like the sound of Velcro like drives people crazy, like pulling it apart. I've heard of that. Another one of those pet peeves or whatever you want to call it, OCD things.
I hate this. I hate the sound my CNC makes when it's like making an aggressive cut. It's like screaming and grinding all at the same time. That really bothers me. I just stand there next to it and stress out though.
The fingernails on a chalkboard, a fingernail file on their nails. Like Debbie will sit here and file her nails, and I'll have to put on my headphones and listen to something because like it just fucking drives me insane, dude. Like that is like such a, yeah, that's tough. Bro, I literally like, dude, I can't. And just doing that, even though it didn't sound like it, gives me like the thing up your back, you know, like the chills, like woo. Like, dude, man. Scary.
So now I know what to do in our road trip together. It's going to be a songs intermixed with nails on a chalkboard.
He's gonna like do a playlist that like every song ends like right before the ending note. Oh god.
I'm gonna go hit up what I'll do. Here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go hit up Justin Torch from Torch Woodworks, because he's a DJ, right? And I'm gonna have Torch record sounds of the screeching on the nail chalkboard and have him scratch it into songs. You're like, wicka, wicka, wicka,
oh, geez, dude, that would be brutal. Oh.
And then I'm gonna tell him like just cut off every song in the last 2 seconds. Like like send me that mixtape. I need it now. I'm gonna be in the car with Ben for an hour, so I want to get through at least 20 songs in an hour. Nothing over 2 minutes. Wait, like when DJs are mixing songs together, does that bother you?
No, it's not as much that. It's more like that doesn't bother me as much. But like if I'm listening to something and I've listened to the majority of the song, and then all of a sudden or even it's just like leaving just a little like just anything, any little ditty, any little like jingle or anything, it just kind of that resolve just is annoying.
Is it the same with the other things? Like if you're doing laundry or something like that, and it's like, oh, like those last 2 towels I didn't fold. Like, is that going to make you crazy?
No. It's not that. That stuff doesn't.
You're going to crumple those fuckers up and stuff them in the closet. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't care about that shit. Debbie yelled at me yesterday for that. She's like, she'll do laundry. I'm like, all right, great. So I'll do the laundry. I wash the laundry. I'll take the laundry, switch the laundry, take it out, put it in a basket, carry it to the room, and set it on the bed. And she fucking hates it, dude. She's like last night, or yesterday, last night when she went to bed, my dad was doing laundry. So like, he's like last minute, I had just done a load. I was switching it, and he's like, hey, I need to do a load. And I was like, all right, great. So I took the load out of the dryer, and I was going to the bedroom to put it down or to put it away. It was the bath mats. So I was going to put it back in the bathroom, but then my mom asked me to do something right away at that same time. So I just took him, I threw him on the bed, and I was just like, ugh. And I just went to do whatever my mom asked me to do. And I didn't, and I forgot. And she came in last night, and because the day before I had done a load of laundry and I had set it on the bed, which I'm totally guilty of. Don't get me wrong. But this time, I wasn't intentionally doing it. My mom interrupted me, so I just tossed it on the bed, and she was so mad. She was like, "What are you do? Like, this is 2 days in a row." You know what I mean? And of course, I'm making Debbie seem like a bitch, but she's not. It's totally my fault.
Oh, dude, look, let me tell you, like we're sitting here, like, oh yeah, there's these 1 or 2 things that kind of drive me nutty, right? Like, dude, if I ask my wife this same question, she'll be like, she'll like check her watch and be like, "How much time do we have?" Do you want me to just go over the ones that you do that bother me directly, or just work, or just kids, or family, or the house, or like whatever? Like it's like she's got like an Excel, like a Excel spreadsheet, or like a like one of those diagrams, like with all this,
pie chart. This side, this little slice here, Luke. This little slice here is where you're not annoying me.
I mean, like being married to her is probably like just slightly less annoying than not being married. So that's why I'm still married.
Yeah, she locked you down for a reason. I mean,
I don't know what that reason is. Whatever it was, I got the better deal of it. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, it's definitely the answer because I feel the same way. Oh man!
But here's one thing that did happen with us this week. I know you're trying to wrap this up because we're running out of time.
No, it's all good.
But talking about driving the wife crazy, right?
Yeah.
So she got this thing in the bathroom, and she got it for the kids. She got it for the kids, and she got it for herself, right? But she didn't get it for me.
Okay.
And it's like those shower cushions, spoosh, like the things, like it's like a netting thing that they kind of tied together.
Yeah, there's an actual term for it, right? A loofah.
I don't know, scrubber. I don't know.
Anyways, go on. I know what you're talking about.
Well, so she bought one though that is like unraveled. So it's like a 6-inch by like, I don't know, like 3 foot long strip of this stuff. So you could crumple it up and scrub it on you, or like stretch it out and like get your back and stuff like that. Oh,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it's that fiber stuff, right? So like I was talking to her about it, and I was like, that thing you got in the shower. I'm like, I really like that thing. It's really nice. And she's like, you use my shower thing? And I was like, yeah, I like it. Didn't have your name on it. Like I just assume I'm using your conditioner too. If that's gonna be another problem.
Yeah.
Let's feel my hair how soft it is. And she's just like mortified. She's like, I'll buy you one. I'm like, well, can you get it here before the next time I shower? She's like, no. She's like, stop using my thing. Which of course I used it today. But yeah, and I was like, well, is this worse than when I use your toothbrush? No, I said that jokingly.
Yeah.
The look on her face was like, I fucking hate you. Like, you better not goddamn use my toothbrush. I'm like, we kiss all the time. I'm like sometimes I slip a little tongue in there. I'm like, what's the difference between using your toothbrush to clean my teeth? Like,
yeah,
it's got the toothpaste down there, which is like mouth soap.
Yeah, it's mouth soap.
I don't know.
Mouth soap.
And I guess this explains why I keep catching her bleaching her toothbrushes. I'm like, whatever the stuff she puts them in,
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't say that is now yours.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
If that was an option, I would have totally taken it. But yeah,
that's so funny, dude.
Sorry, my mother-in-law is texting me about.
Oh, nice.
The kids slept at her.
Oh yeah, you were a kidless this weekend.
Well, it's not the weekend. It's school's
this
out.
Week.
That's
right. It's summertime.
No, we had that doctor thing with Bubs, which actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Dude, that kid can stay up till like he doesn't need sleep. I don't get it. Like I was like, hey, you're gonna stay up until my bedtime tonight. And he's like, when's that? I'm like midnight. He was like, what? And like at midnight, I'm like, bro, we need to shut it down. I'm passing out over here. And he was like, why? Let's keep going. I was like, who the fuck are you? And then like Jackie woke up at 4 a.m, because we had to take him to the test all sleep deprived. And like I woke up at like 5 and I go downstairs and he's just in a great mood. Like, hey Dad, how's it going? I'm like, are you tired? He was like, no, why? I'm like, okay.
He's innate because he has energy, man. He has that kid energy.
Yeah, right? Like I don't know. Like kids got so much energy. I'm like, oh my god.
All right, man. Let's get this up. We're over an hour, so let's get to our shout outs. I know I'm Captain No Fun, but we got to keep it in the
Captain No Fun. That could be your new nickname. What the shit is wrong with me? I just closed the tab that had the Patreons on it. Oh my god, I'm so sucking. This is why this is our. Is this our last podcast?
I don't think it's our last one. Not yet.
Fine. We should keep going.
I still like talking to you. I'll do my shout out this week.
Is our friendship related to only the podcast now?
No, but this is fun. I still enjoy doing it with you.
Like if we stopped doing the podcast, would we stop talking too? Like fuck Luke, now he just want a podcast with me.
No, of course not. Are you trying to quit on me? Is that what you're telling me?
No,
he's like, by the way, I'm not going to do this anymore.
That is not true, Ben. I'm totally going to do it.
I've been trying to figure out a way to bring this up to you. I have another person I want to do the podcast with. No, I know I'm good because I know Dave will never do a podcast until that day comes around. I think I'm still safe in my job.
Oh, dude, David just hung out with Stu, and now I'm the third wheel. I don't know what just happened with that.
It's so funny. All right, my shout out this week goes to the one, the only, wonderfully talented and charisma. I don't know. She has charisma, is what I was trying to say. The one and only Miss Jen Carter, the queen of mallet making, the Georgia queen of mallet making. She this week has been featured in Shout Out Atlanta, which is a magazine out there, and did a nice write up on her, and which I read today, which was really awesome. And she's killing it. If you guys don't follow Jen Carter, which is at Carter Designs, is her tag. Go follow her because she does amazing things. She makes beautiful furniture, beautiful cutting boards, mallets. She does a lot of different things, and she's a full-time TV lighting person. She works in TV and movies, and that's what she does during the day, but then she woodworks at night, and she's just awesome. She's a really cool person. So go check her out, Jen Carter at Carter Designs, and check out her feature in Shout Out Atlanta because it gives a lot of background on her and stuff. So it's really cool. So that's my shout out for the week.
Nice. That's very nice of you. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
She's a good person. I don't know why I never see her post anymore. Like
she doesn't post she's not posting as much now because she's back working full time, but she still does post weekly, but just not as frequently.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna stick with the two. I'm going back to my original format of a bigger count and a smaller count. So a little count, I mentioned him earlier. My buddy Stu from Yellow Mug Inc. He's local to me here, and we've been trying to. He's so funny, man. Like I barely see the dude. He's always traveling, and I'm always like, he hits me up. He's like, "What are you up to?" I'm like, "Are you in town?" He's like, "No." But yeah, he loves traveling, which is cool. Stu has seen some things. And then the other one is Tyler from Westfall Woodco. You know?
Oh, Tyler? Yeah, Tyler. Yeah. Makes templates.
He makes acrylic templates, and he's just a nice dude, man. Like he has been helpful to me in the past, and occasionally he hits. We have some conversations here or there. He'll make a comment on something I'm making, and we'll talk for a little bit. But he's just generally a nice dude, and he seems to be doing his thing. Like he's doing real well. So happy for the guy. So Tyler from Westfall Woodco. So,
all right, those are our shout outs for the week.
We should totally get one of those. Dude, if we
I want to start doing production like that. I think it'd be hilarious if we could.
Dude, if there was one of those machines I could hook into this where I could make the sound effects, and that's all this podcast would be. I was talking to my wife.
This is why Luke does not edit the podcast.
Yeah. And they're like, and then my cat passed away this week. And it'd be like the crowd laughing, like the studio laughing. Like, what the fuck is up with this podcast? It's so fucking
have you noticed? Did you notice like 2 weeks ago when I added when we fucked up the podcast, when I added the car crash sound to it?
Yeah, it's I was like, oh my god! Oh, and we did have a text message this week on our text hotline, the Dingleberry hotline. I forget what we were calling it.
Yeah, the Dingleberry hotline or something like that. Whatever TJ Karate named it.
Yeah, exactly. We did have a text message too this week. One was from my mom. I told her to stop texting us there, and then the other one was from the Grumpy Woodchucker. and he said, "Oh crap, what did he say? Hold on, I gotta
Mark."
Yeah, Mark for the grumpy woodchucker. He said, he was like, love you two weirdos. And I'm like, thanks. I'm like, thanks. Who is this, by the way? And he was like, Mark for the grumpy woodchucker. I'm like, sir, chucks a lot. Thank you. So thanks for texting us. Appreciate it. The number is 908 pot bong. So
yeah, man, leave us a message. Tell us what you've eaten this week.
Yeah.
Make fun of us. Tell us we suck. Do whatever you want to do, but just leave us a message, man. We want to hear from you.
Send us all your opinions about all of Ben's opinions. I fucking love those, man. You're like, people just like, even my mom is the most savage. She's like, Ben puts milk in his coffee. Like, how could we give him a harder time about that? I'm like, because I don't really give a shit what he puts in his coffee. She's like, no, fuck that. You got to give him a hard time. Like ketchup on hot dogs. I'm like, she's savage, man.
Come at me, people. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, or tell me my opinions are wrong. Come at me.
All right,
catch me outside. Catch me outside. And see what happens. Catch me outside.
Dude, my mom will catch you outside, and by the time I get out there, you'll be crying, and I'll be like, "What the fuck did you say to him? Why'd you break Ben?"
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, dude, that was awesome, dude. Let's get to the Patreons.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's do that. All right. The OG Patreon, Kyle Footwork from Footwork Woodwork.
The Foot Clan.
The Foot Clan, man. He owes me stuff. Matthew Gerard from the Wooden Mustache.
Yes.
Yep. I've been talking to him on Clubhouse a little bit lately.
He's a golfer, and he's been golfing like crazy. I don't think he even does woodwork anymore. He's just like the wooden mustache golfer.
Yeah, it's funny. He was complaining about kids too. He's like, now that school's out, he's like, I got to rush to the golf course because these kids are trying to get on the golf course, and I don't want to fuck with my tee time. And I was like, cool, bro. Like, I don't like kids either. Like I keep telling my wife, is it too late to say I don't like kids? She's like, yes, you've got two of them. I'm like, cool. Lee Oman from Regal Street. Still on Regal Street. Big Mike Holmes, who he did a remix of my hot dog reel this week. He went to his his Home Depot looking for hot dogs. He looked so sad.
Yeah, I know.
He was like crying. I was like, not crying, but he was really depressed about it. Dave One Grit Wirt from Rustic Joy
just got his new laser. He got his new laser.
He did, and he gave me a personal shop tour, and I was like, he's like you. I'm like, hey, bro, maybe you should do like a shop tour video. And he was like, meh. Like, you just don't, just not going to post every day. I get it. Like, it's fine. My mom, Elise Gelman, big fan. Tim from Turgworks, which, by the way, Tim this week, he's like, hey, who's that dude who like puts the bowl in his hand and he spins it and it turns into another bowl? He's got like the beard and the hair. And I'm like, Trevor from, I won't say his account name on here, but he's like Trevor Davies. And I was like, yeah. It's like him. He's like, oh yeah, that's the bloke or whatever. And I'm like, and then he's like, how did he get a British surname? And I was like, I gotta Google surname. Hold on. And but I spent the rest of the time trying to tell him that the word Trevor was actually English slang for somebody who's dim-witted, and that his actual name was Stuart. And he was, or no, I think Stuart or Seth or something like that. And he didn't believe that for a second, but I tried. I made a valiant effort. Dave, the Thriller Miller, who's got a beard like a bath mat. Oh. I mean, the guy's got a big beard.
He called me this week. He did a welfare check on me. I haven't seen you in like a week and a half, bro. I just wanted to make sure you're still alive. I'm like, my parents are in town. He's like, oh, okay.
It's funny. Billy Estes from Simple Wood Co. and Corey Stanley from Odyssey_Stan, which I'm very glad he hasn't been posting any CNC content because he's been working on a chicken coop. So
yes, I saw that. I was like, wow, man, he's out there in the country. I guess I didn't know he lived in chicken town, or someplace where they had chickens.
I don't know, man. Every time I like. He's just an interesting dude. I constantly am learning new things about him, and I'm always like, what the shit? And then 27 episodes in, and still not a Patreon. Trevor Davies. So we talk about him on here a lot because he said he's our friend, and yet he doesn't support us at all. So thanks for nothing, Trevor.
In fact, last week he went out of his way to talk trash on the podcast throughout the week on his stories. And I sent him a message. I'm like, because when he's talking trash, it's usually like fun about you. He's like picking on you or whatever. And he started turning it towards me this week. And I was like, all I sent to him was one word. I said, dude, with an exclamation mark. I was just like, dude.
I mean, he did. Is he following you yet?
I think he's following me. Yes,
but you don't know, right? He unfollowed you.
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. I haven't checked.
Man, I'm gonna check right now. Is Trevor following Ben? Oh wait.
He's not. That would be hilarious.
Were you posting about? Oh wait, you're following him. Followers.
I posted about our podcast right before we went on the podcast.
Oh no, he's still not following you, bro.
Shut up.
I mean, oh no, he is following you.
Okay. See.
Apparently, I don't know how to spell his account name. He is following you, but it's new. So, yeah.
Oh well, dude. Thank you guys, everybody, for being a Patreon. We really appreciate it. If you guys want to be a Patreon, let's get this number up to 11. We've been stuck on 10 for like 2 months. Let's get some more Patrons on here, guys. If you want to be there, come click the link at the bottom of every episode and join the Patreon and pick which way you want to support us, because we're out here doing this for you guys. We'd appreciate it if you guys help us out and help us grow this podcast. That'd be great. Share it, do all that stuff. That we appreciate you,
dude. Are you posting on Instagram during the podcast?
I just posted.
Man, I'm the one here sitting here talking about how I don't put any effort in this podcast, and my phone's been blowing up with notifications like Conroy Creations just tagged you and blah blah blah. I'm like, fuck, man, we're like mid podcast, man. I just rambling.
I went to look and I noticed that I meant to post those stories before because I said we're about to record the podcast and everything, and I noticed that I didn't actually hit send. So then I just hit send. So. Now,
yeah, this podcast sucks.
It does not. We're the best. This is great.
My favorite podcast to make fun of is our own podcast. Right. Okay. Pause. Take it away, Tim. Is that what you wanted?
No.
This has been a ConMan creative production. Text us anytime at 908 768 2664 or send us a message on our Instagram, thejointery podcast. You can find Ben at Conroy Creations or Luke at Luke in the Garage, everywhere that social media is sold. That's garage, not garage. Say it properly.